Hello, and I welcome you to our summer solstice drawing. Also, I call it summer solstice because such a great opportunity, but there is also this kind of spiral, this kind of idea could be drawn and practiced any day. The summer solstice 2022, and of course it's celebrated, summer solstice is celebrated in the Northern Hemisphere. It's just the opposite in the Southern Hemisphere, and I know that we have plenty of people who join us from Australia. So I will share my screen. So today is a summer solstice, and we will be drawing the triple spiral. You see in this picture, it's a very famous Stonehenge, and it's a yearly celebrate summer solstice. Every year, thousands of people gather there in this ancient monument to celebrate the festival. And indeed, this festival of celebrating the passage of the sun, solstices and equinoxes, known and celebrated throughout history and all over the world, because such celestial events it's impossible to miss, and many calendars are based on those four important points. So in summer solstice, the sun reaches the highest point in the sky. You know that this is the longest day, the night is short, and many ancient traditions gather to celebrate it in many, it was one of the main festivals. Many festivals are still tried to revive right now, and the people dress accordingly and perform rituals. Many of them are familiar, most of them are related to fire, like light, bonfires, gathering herbs, flowers, and celebrating and probably staying awake the whole night. And of course, food. So the summer solstice also marks the transition, a shift in the year. Since the winter solstice, the sun was gradually, which was the beginning of so-called new cycle, the sun was getting higher and higher, and finally it's reached the highest point in the sky today. The sun completes its cycle of growth. And after this day, its power starts decreasing, and again, it comes to the winter solstice, completing the cycle of nature. So the word solstice itself comes from the Latin word sol, the sun, and sister, standing still. And indeed, as you can see on the drawing, when this axis is tilted, and before it goes back, it's change, it's so slow, it's almost imperceptible. So that's why they call it that the sun stands still in the sky. And I checked the dates, and indeed, like a few days, like preceding the summers, the solstice, not only summer, but also winter solstice, and 2 days later, the days are the same length. And that stillness could be used for our own development. It's like a points, and that's where related our connection to nature, we can use for our advantage to pause and to think about it. So I think you can see that some of the rituals and involving light, flowers. The summer solstice is a very special time to pause and reflect on peak moments of our life, and that's why we ran the gratitude marathon for the preceding 14 days to gather this in our energy and to contemplate what we were thankful for. So in today, we also will complete this marathon by drawing spiral and thinking, continue the theme of gratitude. So expressing gratitude is probably one of the most known, most strongest spiritual practices. And the part of it is also important is to feel grateful not only for the past, for present, but also for the future, for something that hasn't happened yet. And something that but we trust the universe that everything would happen, completely trusting the universe, God, our Almighty, whatever your tradition and what you think, or just trusting consciousness, universal consciousness. And to celebrate this event, summer solstice, we are going to draw the triple spiral, also known as tree skull. The triple spiral is one of the oldest symbols of spirituality. Its name comes from the Greek word tree and skells, which means translated like 3 legs. We can think about it like 3 legs. The tree skull is also known as the spiral of life. It has been in many early cultures. It first appears probably around between 4 and 5,000 BC, and it was found in Malta. And also, as you see, this tomb in Newgrange in Ireland, a tomb in Ireland which was built in 3000 BC, and it supposedly includes an astronomical calendar. So, and that became a very prominent symbol in Irish culture. So the triple spiral is believed to represent the cycles of life: birth, death, rebirth, the past, present, future. A triple goddess like maiden, mother, and wise woman. And connection, similar idea also, connection of all this triad includes creation, protection, destruction, air, earth, and water. And later, even the Christian idea of the Holy Trinity. As a result, because it's such a universal symbol, many cultures adopted the triskel symbol in their own traditions. So one of the oldest carved in stone, even found on Greek drawings, vase, and modern. In the cathedrals, if you look in the Gothic cathedrals, you can see the windows. So these are some elements from early Roman Empire, when it shows different symbols related to rotation, to spirals. They have triple spiral and quadruple spiral. And even on the low bottom right, it's even from the animal kingdom. That's one of the organisms that has this unique shape of reminiscent of tree skull. So, and when we talk about these spirals, each of these trinity connections relates to some aspect of human development, personal growth, and spiritual progress. And today, we will use this spiral to reflect again on half of the year this past. We can summarize our feeling of thankfulness, and also look into the future from this present moment and look into the future. That's why we decided to use the spiral, the triple spiral that has the elements, combines the 3 important for our development is what we perceive as the past, present, and future. And now I will switch the camera and we can start drawing. It's going to be a very simple drawing, but with a lot of meaning. We will start a drawing right now. I assume that everybody is familiar with NeuroGraphica. There is not much NeuroGraphic element, and I will maybe explain in addition those who are completely new. I will maybe mention something in my about the line and the rounding as we're going. The size of the drawing, regular size, letter size, A4. It could be you can position it if it's a square image. Images was mostly square, like the triple spiral. A square page is also good. And also, if you have something, I prepared something round, it will be vertical. You can position it vertical image. I think I attached my page in horizontal position, so I will use it. That's for convenience for the camera. And also, if you have something round that you can use and create a circle, that will be good. Anything, if you have a compass, you can draw with the compass. I have a lid from the jar, or you have a small plate, or you can use something round, like tape, also, or just using your hand. Okay, so it's ready. I will position. I will draw three circles in such a positioning like what you could see in like this. So it will be like one in the middle and two. Any color, you can select any color you want. I will use the marker, and I think I'm going to use the color red, because we're talking about summer solstice. It's about the sun, and I would like it to be continue with a really bright tone, but orange probably will not look great, so I will use red next one. So I'm going to just outline my circles. So this is the middle. So the idea that will be past, present, and future in this condition. And of course, this circle creates right away. So you know, the circle creates as a safe space for us, comfort zone that we can work right now. And before continuing with the spiral itself, we will reflect on what you can, if you have a different theme, something question you want to solve, you're welcome to use it. I will continue with the idea of our marathon of gratitude and completing the day, day 14 with a gratitude. So I will continue, and again, I will pause and reflect in the past. Being grateful, first we'll start kind of being grateful for all the different times in our life. If there is something, if you feel grateful, if there is anything you're not sure and you still have doubt whether you not feel grateful in the past, and it's something that pops up right in your mind, it's a good opportunity to work on it right now. So, and with this, when I decide that there is something still I'm not sure about, and I would like to feel really grateful, I will do a small catharsis, though to know that emotional outburst in the past, in this circle of the past. If you feel like completely clean, if you have nothing to be concerned about, you do not have to do, you can draw a different figure, but I will, there's something small that it's still lingering there in the back of my memory, and I remember about it. And I will use, since I'm going to draw with a sort of red marker, I will use this pink marker, because if I use this one for my catharsis, it will be I don't want to destroy it because of my pressure, so I used an older one. So this is my past, this is a circle that represents my past, and I will, that was a question, sorry. I think I missed something. What are we doing right now? So after we have these three circles that represent past, present, and future, we're thinking about it, refer to the past. And if something that we feel like the first idea that appears in our mind in relation to our past that we're not grateful for, or in general we're going to soften this, and we're going to draw, and that was a question, I'm not sure how much you're familiar with NeuroGraphica. There will be just a catharsis, there will be like a scribble, and that will soften it by our lines. So this will be like unconscious drawing, very fast, that represents our something we're not happy about. And then I'll show the way how we can do it, how we can affect the change and ease that idea. Okay, so that's great. So something that, yes, in terms of being grateful to, but something that pops up that we're not grateful. So just in case you do not feel something grateful for. Prepared, I have a small thing that I I'm kind of doubtful. Okay, and I do a small catharsis. Okay. Very gentle. It's in the past. So now I will get a marker, and I within this circle, and I will draw the lines and connect to the circle. So I just use the technique softening this image. Just within the circles. So we're talking about a very specific area, and this circle represents that we're taking, and not in general, but in something that we're not grateful but doubtful. I wouldn't say that. I can't say right now that I'm grateful for. Yes, but not full-heartedly. And of course, rounding. Rounding, I mean like with the sharp corners, we change into a softer appearance. So for those who are the first time in this class, I have many videos where I explain what it means, what the neurographic line is, and how to do the rounding. So the neurographic line is a line that doesn't repeat itself. So that's so it has no pattern. And rounding, it means it's what it says, just creating connections. So all these sharp corners become softened. So where the lines cross, we introduce this element of rounding. So, and that the next one, now you can reflect what happened, whether you feel, whether anything changed in relation to the past. I've been working on this theme, this case for a long time. But it still appears, it's not sharp, but I just remember it. So, now over this, we can probably move in our present. And the present, it actually makes with our future. So now we can thank the past and almost forget about it. Because now we're dealing with our present, and present will make our future. Not our past, but the present. And every time, like a moment ago, that was a past. Right now, when I'm talking, this is the present, but a moment ago was the past. So right now, I would like to think about the future. So what I would like to manifest on the future. I probably think about some various qualities. It could be health, it could be, in general, could be ideas, creativity. You can think about, or just make everything looks good. Everything good in life, peace in life, calmness. You may represent your present with some simple geometric figures, or maybe some symbols. It's like a really free drawing class. So whatever speaks to you right now. I'm thinking I would like more like energy, like really energy, more vitality, more drive. And that's probably the best way to use the symbol of the triangle. Triangle is the symbol of change, the symbol of activity. And I will probably use a couple of them, maybe 3. So if anybody would like to use triangles, you're welcome, but you don't have to. So, and I will just quickly, I'll do a quick sketch representing my triangles with the idea of life energy, change, drive. So I have this figure. So and I connect. So these lines. Oh, firstly, I will create a NeuroGraphic drawing. So this was just a sketch, and now I introduce the NeuroGraphic lines to make these figures personal and related only to me. And I round the corners. And I connect them. So also, this is even related to me, to my life, and I can easily connect. So this figure, the energy is still coming. You don't forget that this energy that I absorbed and changed it, there was still plenty of energy. I would like to nourish this energy, transformed energy, to nourish my present. This, my strength, give me strength and all it's necessary. And with the idea of the future, I do not know. I have no idea about the future. All I can say, I can extend my lines into the future. Oh, the question, can't tell whether my circles. No, my circles do not overlap. They touch each other. One is a little bit distant, they do not overlap. They're next to each other. Just add a couple of lines 3 lines with the idea about the future. A question about, is it okay if they do not touch? Yes, it's okay. If the circles do not touch, but close enough, it's not a problem. That was just a preliminary sketch. And now we're going to introduce the drawing of the spiral. Triple spiral. Just on top of this drawing and connected to this drawing. To have this, to use this energy of the spiral with our preliminary drawings that we expressed our ideas and attitude. See whether I can even draw with a different marker. So the difference will be, but not a very strong difference. Because I still need to blend them. So this one is a little bit darker. So the triple spiral is drawn like this. So we have the original circles, will be easy sketch. It's from the center. Then it goes in the top one. And then goes in the bottom one. Like you can do like a couple of turns. Sometimes they're really very simple. And that creates something in between, like triangle in between them. So I'll probably start somewhere here. So it will be a shorter spiral. Yes, you can use the same color. I would like to use a different color so that you can see the difference between two. It will be a little bit more time to blend the two colors together. That's why I'm collecting a similar color. But it's also that to show on the screen, there will be a difference, a noticeable difference. Okay. Oh, I really feels good drawing the spiral. And it's coming from here. You can even think that it's interesting. So they're all different. This spiral, it's not as, I'll make it now. I make brighter and wider line. So I'm and this one. Yes, in my experience, I had this very different feeling of 3 spirals in the same drawing. And this is my favorite. I feel better drawing this one. That's why I had more turns in this one than the other one, and it's more like even compared to those two. So you can look at your drawing and to analyze, so which one felt better and which one and your relationship with the different times. So, and this, as you can understand, everything, all this connection, especially with two colors, have to be rounded, connected. So that's why I selected the colors that are very similar. Also, these alcohol markers easily, when they're blended nicely together. So first I connect the drawing, the spiral, to our elements, to the process of thinking, of preparation. So if the lines are hanging here, I will connect it like this. You know, the tree scale image is create this triangle in the middle. A question, yes. Are we rounding the corners in the spiral in the past, present, future? Yes. So we connect the spiral with our lines that represent our past, present, and future. So we unite the drawing and harmonize it at the same time. So working with the spirals, so this is expanding spiral. So, and if you draw it, please continue. If it's expanding, draw it in the same direction. So if you started drawing the spiral in this direction, please continue, because it is energetic and you want to maintain the flow, the same flow of energy. So it's interesting with this triple spiral, it seems this one unfolding counter clockwise, unfolding, and this one is counterclockwise, contracting, and this one also contracting. Well, sometimes when we think about different spirals, energy unfolding, it's like energy moves out and contracting energy is gathering within. I think my drawing looks even better on the screen than in real life. Now with this spiral, so when we finish our rounding, corners connecting it, we can also continue our lines. For example, these lines, we connected, those who know NeuroGraphica, we connect with the environment. Obviously, these lines expand, and somewhere they go in the future. I'll just continue them. I may draw more lines. So that I had this line sticking out, so and it bothers me a lot. So I'll just make it disappear. So if you have these lines touching this the edge, you can just take it further in the field, diffuse them in the field. So not to contain energy here, but just send it to the universe. It's it's processed already. It's not sharp. It's not detrimental to us. Maybe even, I don't know, the slide's interesting. It's from the past and somewhere it goes and it connects to the future. So if you draw the lines first and then you will look at them and analyze, so what happened? Why the lines shouldn't connect and those not connect? Another question about the drawing spiral. My spiral didn't fill up the circle. Should the spiral encompass the whole circle? No, not really. If you have the shape of a spiral, so those circles for our create a space, and secondly, just helped to make this drawing. So it doesn't have to be like, for example, in my sketch like this, a spiral doesn't fill the circles. If we imagine the circles are like this, larger, maybe didn't fill the circle. So I also feel like this is a little bit too sharp, and I would like to. I'm not sure about sharpness, but definitely I would like to connect my this element present with the background environment to indicate that it's not on its own. So I still preserve the sharpness of my triangles, but at the same time I connect them to the background of our page, which represents our the environment. And I indicate this energy. It's interesting how this connection with all those the triangles, and there's a point. It's like a center of my life energy. So I like this shape somehow that happened. So I'm very attracted by this figure. So in my lines, they indicate my energy coming from outside, not towards me, but from me to the environment. Connection. And of course I can always do, and as the main element of my spirals, can always work on them again. Add more lines, make them stronger. And I can take it in the line. Yes, now it's a good time to add color. So you can color, you can use any theory of your colors, or just use your intuition. I feel attracted by yellows now, right now. Like a really sunny color, yellow, orange. It's not too hot here in Vancouver. The temperature is very, very moderate. So I can add heat now without any concerns. Yes, in this area, orange and yellow looks very good. Feel for me. So that is a very individual drawing. So I would suggest you not copying it. Feel based on your experience. Feel listen to yourself. I'm observing why they have different choice of colors for each circle. And this in the future, my In my experience, this purple look feels really good. And blue, a combination of purple and blue. And dark blue. So I'd like to add some dark blue. And of course, since it's good to support the environment with colors. So we'll continue working on this drawing a little bit longer after the class. You'll feel that the more lines required more rounding, and of course finishing it with beautiful colors. More intense. And drawing more line and sending my energy, gathering it here, and also sending it to the future. Of course, we understand that everything is happening in the present moment. What we're experiencing, we can't experience in the future. What we're feeling, we can think about it, we can dream about it, but all our experiences, all our feelings are right now. So maybe when it energizes me when I think about something in the future, and nothing in concrete. I don't think I have no even the desires, ideas. It's something I leave it to the universe to help me. So that's why I have only lines, no figures. So when you complete this drawing, you can feel, if you feel drawing more lines, connecting it, You are welcome to work on this drawing, to adding more lines. Also, those who know NeuroGraphica, you know that spiral here represents both the field line and your resolution, gathering energy. And the focal point is the spiral. So we don't need to emphasize anything else, but just work with the spiral as the main element. The question, I put figures in my future circle in that, okay? Yes, this is, yes, anything. And this is your future, your ideas. So if you feel like circles could be represent more harmony, more like a in relation to the future. Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm much more attracted with my drawing. I'm very much attracted by this for the future. This part. Okay, so I think that we're almost finishing our class, so I will continue working on my drawing, and then I will include it in the final video. My final drawing will be in the final video. And now I will return to our classroom. There's the question, circles and triangles in the present bubble, is that possible? Yes. There's no restriction, it's what you're feeling about your circles, about each of the bubble, so you can include the elements there. So I think that we're finishing. How did you feel? What was your experience with this spiral? Spiral is something very a different element. That as soon as you start drawing spiral, it does happen to create energy. So is with a spiral, with this element, you can create any element. So if you triple spiral, you can include 3 different elements. We were drawing about past, present, and future. And there was at the end of our marathon, a gratitude marathon. So that was mostly related to gratitude, but it could be related to any process in your life that's related to past, present, and future. Any life cycle, like what we call destruction, preservation, and creation. It could also, this symbol, maybe I will use it sometime in the future. There is also a strong symbol of femininity tied to this triple spiral. So it's a versatile tool and versatile drawing that can be, this idea could be used for anything. Similar that we had, you remember, the mandala of uniting two opposites, reconciling two opposites. This is a similar idea. So you have 3 elements connected, uniting them, and with a spiral. Well, I hope that there wasn't too, and those who are in the evening, drawing in the evening, they may be a little bit too active to draw spirals. And of course, so you're welcome to share your drawings in our, could you connect 3 people to connect them? I guess you can experiment. So with this, we will complete our course right now and our class, and that will be more in the future. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next online and the next open classes. Bye for now.